Welcome to Living Magically for the week of June. Had to remember what month it was. For the week of June 16th. And we're also coming into the week of the summer solstice, one of those peak moments of the entire year. And you may notice I'm not in my normal place. I'm Magical Michelle, and I am visiting the beautiful lands of Ohio this week. And so I am coming here live on Facebook, which is what we do each week. If you happen to be listening to this as a podcast or a YouTube video and you want to watch it live, we do have a live opportunity for you in Soul Circle. And as always, if you wanted to sign up for my newsletter, this would be the perfect time because we have some very special things coming out in the next couple of weeks. And so you might want to get onto that newsletter and be the first to know and never miss one of these podcasts and some of these special announcements that are going to be coming. And it is a very magical time. It is midsummer, which is one of my most favorite times of the year. It's always such a living testimony to the sun and to the solar power. And this year absolutely is going to be one of those extra special years. So let's talk about what's happening right now. We just came off of some very intense astrology. Over the weekend, we had a transit that if you were feeling tired, exhausted, worn out, or energized, or even revolutionized, right? You will notice that this probably hasn't, maybe you've never felt that way before, exactly the way you felt last week. And now we're sort of rolling out of it, and yet we're anchoring in new energy. This astrology in 2025 into 2026 is the first time we've seen anything like it in our entire lives. And you will notice that you're feeling change inside your body. If you're feeling exhausted or a purge or the need for change in your body, change in your lifestyle, change in your patterning, change in your habits, change in your worldview, any of those things, this is because we are being asked to not do things the same as we've ever done before. We are being asked to feel this upgrade. And we have solar flares coming in. And I find it very interesting that we have such solar activity right at the summer solstice. So this week we've entered into the solstice portal. And what that means is all of this week, peaking out on Friday through Sunday, we have the summer solstice, the longest days of the year. This means illumination. The sun, is coming in at its highest. We have the sun, the longest days of the year, bringing in illumination. So what is it illuminating? It's illuminating anywhere there's shadow. Shadow in your life, shadow in your past, shadow in the world at large. It is illuminating, however, and this is the most important part, the path forward. And we're going to see, and you're going to feel the requirement of releasing old ways of being, old beliefs, old habits. And so people are doing deep shadow work. They're doing deep shamanic work. They're doing the inner work to live at a higher frequency. And we're being asked on a galactic, energetic, and soul level to be our highest self, to connect with our higher self, to connect with our truth, to connect with the habits that will be the version of us that we're becoming. And we're becoming something most beautiful. But it is like the butterfly. I'm wearing my butterfly shirt today. It's got the sun and it's got the butterfly. And the whole idea is that we are in the chrysalis. We are in that gel. And I'm here staying. Thank you so much for my friend Abby, because I'm staying with her. And she has, she and I were talking about it earlier today. This is the time where we're in the goo. We're dissolving old systems. That's old relationships, old friendships, old habits, old past, old body. Our cells are receiving all these light codes, these plaza codes, these frequency codes. It's coming from the earth. It's coming from the sky. What do we do about that? We want to get grounded. We want to connect to the earth as much as we possibly can. We want to bring the sun through our body. We want to open up our chakras as much as we possibly can. We want to connect to the version of our life that we already have it. We want to be in gratitude and depth of understanding, and even asking on a soul level, what am I being asked of? What am I connecting to? What is intrinsically mine? What is no longer mine to carry? A lot of releasing of burdens, but also stepping up to this next higher version. And that is just so potent and so powerful. We are in the becoming. We're in what I always call, at any solstice, any PowerPoint, any portal, we're in the liminal in between. It means we are being called upon, some of us, for exactly what we came here on this planet to do. We are no longer playing small. We are no longer playing at anything. We are anchoring the light. We are becoming. We are allowing, and we are changing. And we do this by holding the vision of what we want versus the vision of what we fear. And this is so important. Okay, we have Jupiter has moved into Cancer. It's the sign of expansion, and it's really happy in this sign. We have, in a few days, Virgo moving into Mars. So we've got structure and processes moving into a sign of action. We have Taurus in Venus, which is love and luxury and beauty. And of course, we are going to have our sun moving into Cancer on Saturday. So with this solstice portal, we are seeing this illumination of what we're becoming. We are seeing this illumination of what is possible. We're seeing this illumination of our own soul's desire. And in that, the invitation here is to do things in a new way, not to repeat our old pattern, not to do it exactly like we've done it before, but literally to release the way of doing it we've always done it before. This is an inner and outer revolution that's happening. The inner revolution is asking you to get to your soul level and to be the vessel of light, to receive the light codes that are coming in, to receive the bounty, whether you call this Allah, Buddha, Judah, God, Jesus, Goddess, whatever you call it, creator of all that is, whatever you call the illuminated spirit of the light, it is activating us in our body. It is activating us on a cellular level to expand. The Jupiter energy of expansion into our soul's heart, into our desire, and then the grounding it into this earth and being the version of us that we are meant to be. It's a task that seems a little daunting sometimes. And of course, this all comes at a very tumultuous time on planet Earth. And yet, we cannot connect to our fear. We must connect to our prayers. We must connect to our meditation, our Zen, our version of New Earth. And so there's a timeline opportunity here where you see the world in your meditation, in your prayers, in your heart, in your mind's eye, your third eye. I call it the first eye, that you visualize your life and the world as you want it to be. Not as it is, not as it could be, as a fear, but as it could be and is anchoring into from a soul level desire, right? So they want us to be afraid. They want us to be weak. And what is always true is that love wins. What is always true is that light trumps darkness. So the rule of light is anytime you light a match, it is more light than there was darkness. Anytime you flip a light switch on, there is more light than darkness. As morning comes in, it wakes up the darkest part of the night and illuminates it with a new beginning. We're at the new beginning. We're at a turning point. We're at an opportunity. And this is not for weakness. This is for strength. This is for the opportunity to be your best, be your most authentic, to be your most powerful, and to hold the vision, the strength, write it, speak it, talk it, walk it, be the living embodiment of love. Feel the peace in your heart. Feel the expression in your body, and then expand it. You are expansive. So Jupiter moving into a new sign says expand the grid, expand the light, bring the light into your body and be love, be light, be expansive, and connect with this ultimate opportunity for you to be living your true heart's desire. So when you're illuminated with a desire, what we're being invited to is to free ourselves from fear. And so when we have desire come in, that's from a soul level. Not want, not need, but desire. Desire is a very magical thing. That comes from a quantum timeline that is a possibility, right? If you have desire, that's your soul telling you what is possible. And so we're holding the peace timeline. We're holding our wealth timeline. We're holding our optimum health. We're holding whatever it is. I know people looking for jobs this week. I know people who are trying to get out of war zones this week. I know people who are trying to buy houses this week. I know people who are losing weight and doing medical stuff and surgeries. I don't care what it is you are doing. Hold the version of you on the other side to the desire of your true heart, right? The illumination here, the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, which we'll start celebrating on Friday night, right? The Friday night will be that beginning of the shortest night of the year. And then Saturday will be ultimately the longest day. So we'll have that both on Friday and Saturday, and even into Sunday, this shortest night, longest day illumination. So how are you going to expand? How are you going to anchor that light, that love, that expression, that opportunity? This is where you write it, you speak it, you visualize it, you become the version of you that it is inevitable. It is inevitable. You start acting like it. You start talking like it. You stop the lack. You stop the worry. You stop the concern right in its tracks. And you do that by letting go. You do that by forgiving everything, radical forgiveness. You do that by radically giving up fear, because that's going to lower your vibration. You radically bring yourself to the forefront of your highest frequency by acting as the version of you that already has it, because in the quantum field, it's already true. Okay? So this is the day you connect to your power, to that greatest expression of you. And anything that's illuminated for a doubt or a worry or a concern, you go in, you forgive it, you release the shock and trauma. You go in, you say, I accept this, and it no longer has power over me. I am a vehicle for miracles. I receive miracles. I am worthy and I am deserving of miracles. And I create miracles, because miracles come from other people. So we receive, and then miracles come from people. So we give. We are the person that brings a miracle to another, and we receive miracles by not stopping the flow. Cancer season's all going to be about that flow. We can talk about that more next week as we're anchoring it in, but we're finishing this energy of Gemini, illumination of the mind and the clarity in the mind's eye. And that's going to be hit with those light codes as we go from Gemini season into Cancer season. So right now, we're still getting the codes of illumination and knowledge. And then the flow is going to ask us to take action on it and to be the version of us. Okay, with that, we are in the light. So this light is coming in. We are in the longest days of the year for this week and in next week, right? The longest days. So be in receiving of the sun's ray, receiving of love, receiving of light, receiving of downloads and illumination. We are the vessel, and we have to be open to receive. I know if you're watching this, you're probably a giver, and giving is good. And I'm not saying to stop giving, but practice checking to see if you're open to receive. Because I know a lot of people who don't think it's safe to receive, or they think it's better to give. Okay, great. But don't stop the miracle from coming in. You have asked. You have been putting out there what you want. Be in the energy of allowance. Be in the energy of receiving. So with this illumination, with this longest day, let the coming in, let the miracles happen. Let the expression of receiving gifts and bounty, whether that's money, healing, friendship, whether that's romantic love, friendship love, spiritual knowledge. What is it you have been asking for? Let it come in and fill you up. You're the vehicle, you're the vessel, and this is the time to fill that cup to overflowing. And that doesn't mean you can't be the vessel of a miracle for another. Absolutely. Just make sure that you're not turning off your ability to receive in that. So giving and receiving. But more receiving, right? And if you are looking to maybe do some deeper dive work, we are having a shaman weekend in Orlando, Florida. And that will be the first weekend of July. So if you want to do some of this work with me on a deep level, and it's going to be me and Mecca, and of course Marissa, and we'll be doing that at the Urban Ashram. If you are looking for a really powerful deep dive into Akashic record work with crystals and oils and some codes, a product I've never given before. I'm going to be working out of the Kansas City temple with Rima. And we'll be doing that over the 8-8 portal. So we've got a couple of really potent weekends planned if you want to really do the deep dive this year. And if you can't make it in person, I do, of course, do sessions by Zoom and by phone. No matter where you are, I can work with you. I just had to call it to another country, actually. And so sometimes, no matter where I'm traveling, no matter where I am, I can always meet with you as long as you have good internet and I have good internet or good phone. So reach out to me if you want to do the work. This is the time. Now is the time. And whether it's working with me, coming to one of these events, or doing the work yourself, there is no more potent window than this portal to do the shadow and illumination and to be in the receiving of the bounty of the vessel of your power. This is a power moment. We are taking our power back. Call your power back. Be the magic, be the anchor, be the root, be the peace that you want to be the light you want to be the love you want to be. And that's how the wealth and the abundance and the love and the friendship and the synchronicity is going to come in. It's a perfect time for that. And don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to love yourself and forgive yourself and accept yourself deeper and deeper. That is going to give you more room for more light and more illumination. Don't forget to forgive and accept and release your resentments, your rejections, your regrets, your past, because that's going to give you more room for this vessel of receiving, right? So that's the key, right? Letting go so you have room to receive. Making room for the bounty is going to give you an opportunity. And peace is our priority, right? We want to hold peace and love and joy in our body and our cells and our heart. And when we do that, then we have room. Then we have room and we illuminate and we expand. That's the Jupiter. So the Cancer and the water is receiving, but the Jupiter is the expansion. So we receive and then we expand. We use the Gemini and we illuminate. We have that Virgo Mars thing. We make new processes. We make new procedures, new plans, new habits. And we become the better version of ourselves that then makes a better version of this world. You've got this. And so if you want to receive some energy on Friday, I'm going to be watching the summer solstice sunset from Serpent's Mound, Ohio, which I'm super excited about. I've never been there on solstice. And you know me, I love my sacred sites. So if you want to tap into that energy around sunset on Friday, you can just feel that and take that activation into your system, and just wherever you are on Friday and Saturday, practice the receiving aspect of illumination, light codes, and finding that peace and that inner joy. And remember to live magically.